So hello everyone and guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to your another video with regards to your countdown series. So guys, first of all, let me explain you that what is the objective of bringing this countdown series for you guys, because at this point of time when the notification is expected, many of the students who are preparing for the examination still have a doubt कि अब सर क्या करें इस point of time पे. तो हमने आपके लिए सीरीज प्लान किया जहां पे आपको क्या स्ट्रेटेजी यूज करनी चाहिए, क्या सोर्सेज यूज करने चाहिए, कौन सी ऐसे टॉपिक्स हैं जो आपको इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे आपका फोकस होना चाहिए, ताकि आप अलग अलग जगह पे मत भटको, एक ही सीरीज में आपको सारी की सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाए. ठीक है. और आज की इस वीडियो में दोस्तों हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे विद रिगार्ड्स टू योर जनरल अवेयरनेस कंपोनेंट, बिकॉज फॉर क्वांट, रीजनिंग एंड इंग्लिश वी हैव ऑलरेडी मेड द वीडियो, सो आई होप यू हैव वॉच्ड दैट स्पेसिफिक वीडियोस आल्सो. अगर नहीं देखे तो प्लीज आप पहले वो वाली वीडियोस भी देख सकते हो. In today's video, we are going to discuss about what should be your strategy with regards to your general awareness in the upcoming months here. First of all, we will discuss about what should be your standard timeline. We will discuss about the priority order with regards to the different components of the current affairs. We will talk about the priority order within that components, what should be your priority, which scheme, which report, which part of ESI current affairs, which part of finance current affairs you should prepare. इवन विद रिगार्ड्स टू जनरल अफेयर्स लाइक अवार्ड्स पर्संस, क्या पढ़ना है इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे सबसे पहले वो डिस्कस करेंगे. और इसके साथ साथ हम लोग लास्ट में कुछ चीट्स भी डिस्कस करेंगे, या फिर बीच बीच में मैं आपके साथ कुछ ना कुछ चीट कोड्स डिस्कस करूंगा. सो प्लीज अपने पास वो सब कुछ चीजें नोट करके रखना ताकि अपनी प्रिपरेशन को आप एनहांस कर सको. But before I start this video, guys, I just want to say, guys, you can enroll to our free mentorship course where we have provided you the previous year questions paper, the strategy videos have been provided to you. We have also provided you the things that we are offering in the course, so that you can give an idea that how EduTap is offering you the mentorship. Okay, आपको कुछ concept classes मिल जाएंगी, कुछ concept videos मिल जाएंगी for your preparation. Then you can also, अगर आपके पास और भी doubts है तो you can also join the workshop being conducted by अंचित सर, जहां पे आपके मन में कोई भी डाउट है RBI ग्रेड A और B को लेके, तो आप वो भी वहां पे जाके सर से रिजॉल्व कर सकते हो. अगेन द लिंक फॉर दैट इज गिवन इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बिलो. For free mentorship course, you can enroll. Again, the link is given in the description below. And even for workshop, you can enroll there. Now, let's proceed with regards to your strategy in these months with regards to current affairs preparation. The first point of thing that is coming into your mind is why we have to focus more on current affairs. Because if you look at the paper of RBI, from the past few months, what we are seeing is from the past few years, what we are witnessing is that slowly and slowly in the general awareness section, करंट अफेयर्स इज डोमिनेटिंग, विच वी हैव सीन. ये हो रहा है, करंट अफेयर्स डोमिनेट करता है कहीं ना कहीं. अगर आप देखोगे तो करंट अफेयर्स से अगर आप पेपर देखोगे तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट ऑफ थिंग आई वांट टू क्लैरिफाई हियर इज मैनी स्टूडेंट्स हैव दिस थिंग इन माइंड. लेट्स फोकस ऑन दीस थिंग्स. जनरल अफेयर्स, सर अवार्ड्स, पर्सन्स इन न्यूज, पर्सनैलिटीज, एनवायरमेंट, स्पोर्ट्स, इनकी न्यूज पढ़ लेते हैं. लुक एट द पेपर गाइस, द वेटेज ऑफ दीज करंट अफेयर्स आर रिड्यूसिंग. Just 16 questions were being asked from these general affairs. Look at the thing here. RBI notifications 18 questions, schemes 7, ESI current affairs 8, finance current affairs 8, reports 15 questions. Which means that first of all you should analyze the previous year question paper to understand कि paper evolve हो चुका है. It's not just about this thing. So the first thing you should note down is focus on those topics which are aligned with your phase 2 syllabus also. Okay, that should be given top priorities here. So that is the first thing. Integration is must for your phase 1 examination also. ठीक है जी. Now, if you have to cover these topics, for how many must should be your focus here, let's discuss about that thing. And important guys with regards to finance statistics, so yes, slowly and slowly you can see there will be 2 to 3 questions every year being asked from either from finance static or either from ESI static. So अगर तो आपने प्रेपरेशन काफी पहले स्टेज पे स्टार्ट किया है तो आई होप कि आपने फाइनेंस स्टैटिक कवर कर लिया होगा. इफ समहाउ you are starting at this point of time and you have not done your static part, still I would say cover the basic pillars, but obviously with along with discussion कर लीजिए जले सर के साथ. he can guide you better कौन से टॉपिक्स पढ़ सकते हो. अदरवाइज इसके चक्कर में इसको मत खत्म करना, तो you can leave that part, but focus on this thing. Now the next question is, when you have to read all these things, what should be your defined timeline which you must prepare now. ठीक है जी. Timeline, generally we always say that 5 months are very important because almost 80 to 85% of current affairs are being asked from the past 5 months before the examination. And if you look at the things here, if you cannot go with 5 months, then I would say 3 months should be your strategy here. We always say this thing, 5 months, 3 months, 3 months. Why? Now, with regards to these components, let's try to finalize what should be your ideal month of preparation. That's your cheat code number 1. Let's look at the paper. Look at the things. ESI current affairs, all questions are from past 3 months. Finance current affairs, 4 questions from 3 months, 3 from 4th to 5th month. Then general awareness, all questions, almost majority of questions you can see were from past 3 months. Government schemes, past 3 months. Notifications again from past 3 months. Reports so are majorly from past 3 months. Which means your target of preparation, if you are preparing or if you are already preparing, should be 5 months, because then these are 3 to 6 plus 1, 7 plus 5, 12 questions. Sorry, 11 questions. These 11 questions you can also target. But let's say you are a student who have not done anything, who is really fear of quant, reasoning and English also, और अभी QRE ही कर रहे हो, थोड़ा time लगाओ. Still, you have a time, because you can still crack this examination with a good amount of score, because if you count this 8, 4, 12, 12, 24, 6, 30, 10, 40, 54 questions are almost being asked from past 3 months. Okay, so that should be your priority. Now, with regards to this timeline, what we have observed is this is a component of general awareness which you should prepare only for 3 months, because it is being asked only in the phase 1 examination. Rest of components you should prepare for 5 months, because somehow that will be helping you in your phase 2 preparation also. तो अभी क्या पढ़े? अभी ये मत पढ़ो, अभी ये टॉपिक्स पढ़ो. That is your cheat code number 1. General awareness, focus on 3 months. That should be the priority order. That should be your first thing. Now, important point here. When I talk about this 5 months, sir, from when should I start reading? But because I do not have exam date. Now, let's say it's being a talk that it might be a thing कि हो सकता है जुलाई अगस्त के आसपास आपकी नोटिफिकेशन आ जाए. अगर जुलाई अगस्त के आसपास नोटिफिकेशन आती है, लेट्स टेक अ मंथ ऑफ अहेड, सितंबर के आसपास यू माइट एक्सपेक्ट योर एग्जामिनेशन वुड बी कंडक्टेड. अब क्या करोगे? सितंबर से 5 मंथ्स कैलकुलेट करते हैं. इट विल बी अगस्त, जुलाई, जून, एंड देन यू हैव मई, you have April, which means ideally at this point of time when I'm making this video, guys, you are not far behind your current affairs preparation, because it's mid of June when we are making this video. It's just April and May, just 2 महीने पढ़ने हैं. अब मन में डाउट थोड़ा सा कम हुआ क्या? ज्यादा तो नहीं है, 2 ही महीने हैं. April, May, and what to do? Read it on reverse order. So first read the magazine of May, then read the magazine of April. And now there are some students who will be saying, sir, if I want to go beyond that also, what I can do? So guys, but for that, what you can do is, I will not say go with the detailed completion of detailed magazines. What you guys can do is, you guys can watch the monthly revision sessions we have conducted for you. कि अगर आपको थोड़ा सा आइडिया ही लेना, वहां से भी ले सकते हो. We have already done these revision sessions for January, February, March, April. We have started just now. The sessions are conducted at Thursday 6 p.m. So you can watch that specific sessions also, जहां से आपके पुराने months cover हो सकते हैं. April onwards आप खुद पढ़ो. That's the thing you can utilize. ठीक है? अब ये हो गया हमारे months कैसे cover करने हैं. ठीक है जी? Now the timeline till which you have to read current affairs should be 1 week before the examination, because we have seen the questions being asked just 1 week before the examination, also in the examination. Now let's try to find out the second important thing. Timeline is done. First cheat code is done. Second is priority order. How to prioritize your current affairs in this specific timeline. I would be saying this should be your priority order. You can see behind me. First, go with the RBI notifications, because from the past 2 to 3 years, what we are observing is RBI is focusing more towards the notifications which they are releasing. There might be changes, there might be updates. RBI is asking questions on those things. So your notifications should be your priority here. And when I come about RBI notifications, I always talk about the RBI reports also there, like RBI annual report, financial stability report, report on currency and finance, trends and progress of banking in India report. That should be your priority. Second should be the report section. That should be given the second priority at this point of time, because from the past 2 years, the question on reports have increased drastically. It used to be 2 to 3 questions in the examination of 22 and 21. 23-24, there are around 10-12 questions. 15 questions तो पिछले साल ही आ गए. So report should be second priority. Then Third priority should be given to ESI and finance current affairs because in combination of them, they are asking around 16 to 17 questions. That should be your third priority at this point of time. Okay, Ji? And then it should be government schemes, then it should be general awareness. So for RBI notifications, you can watch the Finance 360 video of Kritika ma'am. For this part, you can watch CT 360 video of Devanshu sir. For this part, you can watch mine video, okay, of government schemes playlist, where what we are doing is we are basically trying to explain the important things to you. So you can go with these playlists also to start initial preparation. वो कर सकते हो, ठीक है ना? इस प्रायोरिटी ऑर्डर को करना कहां से, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया है सोर्सेज, व्हाट आर द अदर प्रोमिनेंट सोर्सेज यू शुड फॉलो. नाउ गाइस, लेट मी बी ऑनेस्ट हियर. देयर आर वेरी फ्यू मिनट्स, फ्यू मंथ्स लेफ्ट नाउ. I should not be telling you कि आप ये पढ़ो. Yes, the source list is here with me. But think on your perspective, is it possible to read all these sources? Because there are ample amount of sources in current affairs. And still I am not saying that these are the only sources from which the questions will be asked. These are primarily the most important sources, but these are not the only sources because current affairs is like an ocean and there is no end to it. So you have sources like for schemes, I would say Press Information Bureau should be your sources for if you're preparing for schemes on your own. Press Information Bureau, yes, complemented with the government scheme guidelines. With reports, you can go with Press Information Bureau, हिंदू और लाइव मिनट आप इसके साथ जा सकते हैं, ठीक है, या फिर लाइव मिनट या बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड के साथ पढ़ लीजिए. करंट अफेयर्स, ESI और हिंदू और बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड. जनरल अवेयरनेस इज समथिंग वेयर इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, लाइव मिनट, बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस ऑल विल प्ले अ प्रोमिनेंट रोल विद यू. ओके जी, what should be the ideal scenario here? Ideal scenario is, I told you, first thing you can watch the YouTube videos. Then what you can do is, I would say guys, go with compilations. Yes, you are preparing on your own, that's really good. आप खुद भी prepare कर रहे हो, काफी टाइम से prepare कर रहे हो, you are well versed with the sources, then go with the single source and again go with the compilation. Complement it here. Do not just make a commit a mistake and no sir, I can do this sources, because guys, I know when your notification comes, you have lot of things to do. You have to do revisions, you have to do multiple tasks in current affairs, then these things happen. So focus more on compilations. Now if I talk about LTAP compilations, we have a dedicated compilations of current affairs which we are providing in the course. And I'm not saying you should read only those current affairs. You are not a part of LTAP, you are watching this YouTube series and you are a subscriber of any other, I could say any other platform which is providing coaching for RBI, or let's say you are doing on your own, you have a compilation which is good for RBI, you have looked at the PYQs, you can see, okay, that can help me, go with that compilation, but go with the compilation. Talking to EduTab guys, we have a compilation for schemes, we have schemes tab. For reports, we have reports tab. For current affairs, we have current tab. For RBI, we have a dedicated RBI news tab. Then we have dedicated sections for RBI reports and your reports given in the syllabus. So we have a proper section for that also. Okay, ji? Chalo. So that comes to the next part here. When you look at the questions here, you can look at the questions, guys. This you can see even in the PDF also. I have given the timeline also. So you can see here, these are the questions being asked. The question has been asked on the commercial banks, then there was a question on SEBI that has been asked, question has been asked on ESI current affairs schemes question that you can see. Okay, you can see these from the PDFs also. ठीक है, PDF जो आपको मिल जाएगा टेलीग्राम चैनल से, आप वहां से भी देख लेना. ठीक है, अब आते हैं नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट के ऊपर, व्हाट शुड बी योर स्मार्ट स्ट्रेटजी. नाउ टिल द टाइम वी हैव डिस्कस्ड द इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, प्रायोरिटी ऑर्डर, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड द टाइमलाइन आल्सो, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड हाउ यू कैन approach these things. Now it's a time for us to understand the smart strategy approach with regards to your examination. And smart strategy starts with the important focus topics that you should follow. Coming to the first part, government schemes. I've told you government schemes are very important. See, many students have this thing in the mind that the weightage of government schemes has reduced in the phase 1 examination. Guys, let me give you clarity here. With regards to phase 1 examination, the weightage of government scheme is almost similar. Earlier also there were just used to be 8 to 10 questions that used to be asked on government schemes. Even now also we can see 7 to 8 questions were there, which means it is not a much difference here where we talk about government schemes. The difference is actually seen in the phase 2 examination, which we are not talking about here. So that you should understand. अब करना क्या है सर, मुझसे स्कीम्स नहीं पढ़ी जाती, मैं क्या करूं? आप सिर्फ इन 4 स्कीम्स पे फोकस करना. Those schemes which have been launched, those schemes where we have seen an update, those schemes which have achieved a milestone like PMSMTA, Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, have completed 9 years. PM Mudra scheme completed 10 years. ठीक है जी, स्टार्टअप इंडिया स्कीम कंप्लीटेड 9 years. So these should be the thing. ये स्कीम्स पढ़ो, स्टैंड अप इंडिया स्कीम्स जो पढ़ी कंप्लीट हुई हैं, अभी सुरक्षा बीमा योजना, जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना, अटल पेंशन योजना कुछ ईयर्स कंप्लीट हुए हैं. That is the thing you have to focus, and that is where I would say when we talk about the data, remember that what is the achievement made in this 10 years, that data is enough. Do not go with that specific data कि सर as on this date हो जाएगा, as on this date हो जाएगा, उसको छोड़ दो, अगर नहीं हो रहा छोड़ दो अभी, ठीक है. That should be a focus. Detailed discussion I always say guys, now if you let's say from April, May and June, let somehow if notification comes in July या mid में आता है, तो अगर ना पेपर अगस्त के पास चला जाता है, अगस्त में you will see your parliament session. Monsoon session generally comes in the month of August. Again you will see there are many schemes which are being highlighted in the press information bureau, where there is a detailed article given on that specific scheme because the ministries used to evaluate those schemes. That should be your preference here. Now what to do in these things, let's try to understand them. करना क्या है, अब मैं आपको बताता हूं यहां पे करना क्या है. ठीक है जी, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दिस शुड बी योर प्रायोरिटी ऑर्डर. ठीक है जी, दिस इज वेयर द क्वेश्चंस हैव बीन आस्क्ड. Identification of the scheme, nodal ministry is there, type of a scheme is there, aim, objective, eligible beneficiaries, key feature. Now first of all, I would say if you look at the paper, majority of the questions that you will face or that you will see is basically from these three criteria: aim or objective, eligible beneficiary, key features of the scheme. Now if you say, many students say let's try to remember nodal ministry. Nodal ministry क्या याद करनी है? पीएम मुद्रा स्कीम तो इतनी बार पता है फाइनेंस के, उसमें क्या ही इतना मिनिस्ट्रीज के ऊपर पीछे भागोगे. पीएम किसान स्कीम ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, शैल आई से यार उसको याद कर लो. इफ यू गो 2 to 3 times, yes there will be some ministries where there will be some schemes where you are getting confused. What you should have to do is वहां पे आप कर लो, वहां पे आप एक you can make a pointer format टेबल बना लो, जो स्कीम है उसको याद कर लो. Again, important thing is here focus on those schemes first which are related to your syllabus. Launch, but if it is related to syllabus, that should be given higher priority. I'm not saying they will not be asking question on those schemes which are not related to syllabus. They have asked question on top schemes. पूछ सकते हैं, इस बार अभी क्या हुआ है वो सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन है, वहां पे पूछ सकते हैं, ऐसे नहीं पूछ नहीं सकते. बट यार दैट डज नॉट मीन कि आपको उसके पीछे भागना, बिकॉज देयर विल बी हार्डली 1 or 2 क्वेश्चन which will be from those schemes which are not related to syllabus. Majority of questions will always be from those schemes which are related to your syllabus. So that should be given high priority here. And priority order I have already told you. Here, when you are going with the schemes, as I have told you, okay, you can go with my government schemes playlist also. Here I have covered the most important schemes in a ministry wise part here. Ministry of Finance I have done, Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Agriculture I have done here. So I've done the prominent ministries which are relevant for the examination. Currently, I'm going with Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, from which the questions have been asked in this examination. यहाँ पे understanding बहुत important है. You must go with the scheme to understand whom that scheme is targeting, what that scheme wants to provide. That is where the majority of questions are being asked, and that is from where the identification is important. When I talk about the funding pattern of a scheme, if it's a launch scheme, remember only that funding pattern. If it's a scheme which has been launched 3 years back or 4 years back, that funding pattern is not important unless and until there has been some sort of restructuring, amalgamation or merging under that specific scheme. Otherwise, that should be your priority. कोई भी स्कीम पढ़ो, यहाँ पे ज्यादा फोकस रखना. बेसिक आइडिया लेके किसके लिए है, क्या करना चाहती है, क्या कंपोनेंट्स है, ये पता होना चाहिए. ओके, लेट मी जस्ट गो टू द क्वेश्चन that I have shown you. Look at this question. Awas Yojana Urban 2.0. Government launched this scheme in the month of August, just a month before your examination. My first priority was launching scheme should be given a priority here. Second priority, look at the point here. It's a kind of a feature here. It wants to construct 1 crore houses, ठीक है जी, for urban poor and middle class families in the next 5 years with an investment of and government subsidy. This is where I told you the funding pattern of latest schemes are important. When you look at the other questions being asked in the phase 1 examination, that is again a thing here. वहां पे भी features, eligibility, beneficiaries पढ़ लोगे important है. That should be the thing. ठीक है? And even for the schemes revision also, guys, I have taken the monthly, as I was telling you, monthly schemes revision session also. There I have taken the revision session also of the schemes. You can watch that specific sessions to practice the quiz, to understand what is the thing that needs to be done for you. तो वहां पे भी आप जा सकते हो, ठीक है ना, for our monthly revision sessions. So I hope the first part is clear, how to cover, how to approach schemes. Now let's go to the second part. the reports part here. Reports, I would say, guys, generally what I used to say is कि यार ये reports ना phase 2 की हैं. But if you look at the recent trend of the paper, they have started asking question on these reports in the phase 1 examination also. RBI annual report, now I would say it's the best time to read this RBI annual report. The reason is quite simple, because at this point of time, your RBI annual report has just been released a few weeks back. अब इसके लिए क्या करो, RBI annual report में start reading the latest edition. ठीक है, Kritika ma'am has already made a video on that. You can watch that specific video and start preparing that. Then you have your financial stability report. The recent edition is expected in the month of June. Same goes for report on currency and finance also. Trends and progress of Bank in India annual edition is released in the month of December. World Economic Outlook update has been there. World Development Report update is there. So you can go with that specific reports. Okay, ji. Budget and Economic Survey, the latest edition is out. But let me give you just a disclaimer here. With regards to Budget and Economic Survey, you might not expect that much number of questions that have been asked previously in the examination, because at that point of time, your budget was released just a month before the examination. जुलाई अगस्त में ही बजट आया था और सितंबर में पेपर था, तो हाई चांसेस थे. अभी क्या है कि अगर पेपर में 6-7 महीने बाद आपका बजट से 6-7 महीने बाद पेपर हो, तो क्वेश्चन आर देयर बट द प्रोबेबिलिटी इज वेरी लो. So you can expect 2 to 3, 3 to 4 questions in budget also. But again, I would say majority of questions that will be there will be from these specific reports and the reports which are released by national and international organization. So here, 5 months should be given high priority. And I would say among these 5 months, give priority to these reports of last 3 months. Yes, if you have a time, go for 5 months also. But last 3 months of these reports are very, very important. Released by private organizations. It can be like Kantar report, Brand Finance Index, Forbes report, SIPRI report. Go with these reports because they are important. Do not skip those reports. Okay. Then cover the reports released by international organizations, because recently the World Economic Forum has released the Global Gender Gap report. You should be thorough about those set of reports which are released just before the examination. Again here, I would say go for 5 months, because that 5 months will be helping in your phase 2 also. That is what I am saying. कि यहां पे सारा टारगेट आपको 5 मंथ पे ही करना है. अब आते हैं नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट पे, हाउ टू अप्रोच दिस रिपोर्ट. दैट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. ठीक है जी. व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट अ रिपोर्ट गाइस, I can see there are ample amount of doubts in the mind of a student so how to do report, because report is such a data heavy document I cannot read. I will say skip everything, skip the document. सबसे पहले 4 चीजें आपको अपने पास लिखनी है. Always go with this 4 basics of reports. Leave rest part. What is the basic? First part is, yes, there will be some difficult questions, but there can be some easy questions also. Na? Easy questions like who has released that specific report. So first, always read who has released that report. Second question is, you should be able to see that who are the top persons here. Top countries, top 5 countries should be there. Then remember the bottom country. Who is that bottom? Who is that top? ठीक है. थर्ड पॉइंट कम्स टू इंडिया. फोर्थ पॉइंट कम्स टू इंडिया स्पेसिफिक रेटिंग. व्हाट इज रैंक ऑफ इंडिया एंड व्हाट इज इंडियाज परफॉर्मेंस इन डिफरेंट पैरामीटर्स. दैट इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंटरनेशनल रिपोर्ट्स. लेट्स से वी आर रीडिंग एनी नेशनल रिपोर्ट. अगेन, हु हैज रिलीज दैट रिपोर्ट. हियर आई वुड से then go with what are the parameters on which that report has been made. Again comes this part, who is the top, who has been at the top of that specific report, ठीक है जी, and who has been at the bottom of that report. Go with these basic points. अब ग्लोबल लेवल पे क्या हुआ है क्या नहीं हुआ है नहीं याद हो रहा, कोई बात नहीं है, इंडिया के बारे में याद कर लो. In terms of recommendations, recommendations are generally not asked in the phase 1 of the examination. It is more inclined towards the phase 2. But yes, if you start preparing for phase 1 and phase 2 at same point of time, you can go with the recommendations. Again, let me show you the question that I have shown you. Look at the question. SDG India Index, they have asked you the overall SDG score for the India has improved. Its overall score. That should be the thing. They can ask you a question who has been at the top. So instead of just going into the data, first of all, go with the basics, so that if you are not good in reports, guys, at least कुछ तो कर जाओ कि यार अगर बेसिक क्वेश्चन है वो तो ठीक हो जाए, मुश्किल नहीं होगा तो वो छोड़ देंगे. Go with these basic parts whenever you are reading any specific report. Okay जी, चलो So that should be your strategy with regards to the reports also. How to approach the reports at this point of time so that it should not be a fear for you, how you can tackle that thing. Now let's talk about my next important thing with regards to your current affairs part here. With regards to ESA current affairs, these are some certain topics which you can leave, like fiscal policy, balance of payment, measurement of growth. Very few chances they will be asking you question on this thing. But these are the topics on which if a current affair is there, you should read. Regional economic cooperation, that could be BRICS, BIMSTEC, Colombo Security Conclave, Quad. These should be your top priority. Whichever regional meeting India is attending, that is very, very important because they can ask you question and they are asking questions now. Second would be your social justice components like human development, education, gender issues should be the part here. Then comes the third part, sustainable development and environmental issues. And prominently, this is a very important topic because now from the past many months you are observing that India is taking lot of initiatives with regards to the climate change. So, wo initiatives padho. Then comes this part of Indian agriculture because question on ARD or agriculture oriented current affairs have been asked. So, that should be your priority. First, if you are done with this thing, then you can go with globalization or industrial development because majority of current affairs will fall in these categories only. Okay, if you look at the question being asked in the examination, that is from Colombo Security Conclave, Regional Economic Forums, just seen in news a month before the examination, you can see here. Then comes to finance current affairs. Again, this should be your thing. Focus on the current affairs of financial sector. First of all, focus on recent development in financial sectors done by major regulatory organizations of finance like SEBI, PFRD, NPS, IRDAI. If they are doing some major things, they have made some changes, that should be your priority. ठीक है जी, because अगर मैं बात करूं सेबी की, specifically if SEBI is doing some changes in terms of market, you should be thorough about what are the changes that have been made. ठीक है, अब करना क्या है, सारा मत पढ़ो, इतना पढ़ लो क्या क्या चेंजेस हुए, उसके पॉइंटर नोट्स बना लो बस, ये खत्म. ठीक है, that should be the thing here. Look at the question that have been asked. The question was SEBI has raised the basic demat limit to rupees 10 lakh to boost domestic participation. This is what the question was directly being asked. What is the limit that has been asked? Changes क्या हुए वो पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है, same. Now when I talk about current affairs, general affairs, current affairs here, like awards, persons in news. First track I have given you 3 months. अब मैंने आपको सेकंड बता दिया. थर्ड में आपको बोल दूंगा यही है जो आपके मैंने प्रायोरिटी ऑर्डर्स बताए हैं सबके, कि क्या क्या प्रायोरिटी ऑर्डर, इसका क्या है, इसका क्या है, मैंने इसका भी बता दिया और मैंने स्कीम्स का भी बता दिया, रिपोर्ट्स का भी बता दिया. अब आते हैं with regards to general affairs, guys. If you are reading these things for 3 months, this is something, if you do not have a time and you are starting your preparation at a very later stage of your preparation, you can avoid these current affairs. Books and authors, places in news, fairs and festivals, you can avoid this because there is a very low probability of asking question on this thing, and generally hardly 1 or 2 questions are being asked. But you cannot skip these things. Sports awards. Now, it's not that you have to read every sport. You have to be good in the major sports events. Like French Open has taken place. They can ask you a question on Carlos Alcaraz, the record that has been made, French Open. Then we have your Olympics, Khelo India Games. They will ask you a question on major sports events. You should be thorough about those events. Then comes if something has taken place for the first time, that is very, very important in context of any of these things. They can ask you a question. Then is science and tech is one of the hot topics of every examination. So any important initiatives or any important things which has been done, you should be thorough about these things. For example, जो हमारा Axiom 4 mission है जिसमें अभी शुभांशु शुक्ला जी becomes the first Indian person to go into the space or into the International Space Station. You should remember about that thing. ठीक है, Gopi Thotakuru was previous year the first Indian space tourist. So these sort of things you should be thorough here. Then comes to the banking and financial awareness. You should be in last 3 months the important initiatives taken by some banks, not normal banking initiatives. If they are taking some major initiative, you should be thorough about those initiatives. Then comes your initiatives. Awards are very, very important. Okay? And then is defense. That should be the high priority. Defense mein you should be thorough about what are the important initiatives or important technologies India is starting. That should be given the high priority here. Then comes the second part, moderate priority. What is moderate? Moderate priority, I would say, guys, if you have read these things, have a time, read some major appointments. Major appointments like SEBI chairman, PFRDA chairman. That should be the thing here. chief of defense staff, if that is there, if there is some major appointment, go with that part. Second part here is persons in news. Persons in news, it can be the thing like in terms of prominent personality. So somebody has died, okay, and he's a very famous personality. For example, a Nobel Prize laureate has died, or a Bharat Ratna awardee has died, or a famous scientist has died. He has done such a marvelous work that you should remember, and you should also know what that person has done. So go with the little thing here. So that should be your case in terms of general awareness for last 3 months. ठीक है जी. अब यहाँ पे मैं क्वेश्चन बोलूं, बैंक एंड फाइनेंशियल अवेयर, बैंकिंग एंड फाइनेंस करंट अफेयर से क्वेश्चन आया था. आईसीआईसीआई लॉम्बार्ड लॉन्चेस AI powered health insurance plan, which is the name is Elevate here. Okay, then that's again from being asked from the last 3 months only. अब ऐसी चीजें आप last 3 months पे ही focus करो, that would be good. Now I think priority order is clear, so many of the cheats are decided. Now the important part is strategy with regards to your practice part, your revision part, and your retention part. That's the most important thing at this point of time, how to retain here. My first part of thing is, guys, whenever you start with your current affairs, do not just go with this mindset that only in one reading I will be able to cram this thing. It's not possible. ऐसा नहीं है. और आज रिलेटेड हम भी आपके साथ बैठे नहीं होने वाला, पहले दिन में नहीं होने वाला. तो करना क्या है? First of all, whenever you read a document, go with the first reading and try to find out that these are the news which you might have covered in our YouTube lectures if you're watching, which you might have covered somewhere else. अगर आपने पढ़ी है, let's try to filter out those news and let's try to cut those news. Then first read those news which you feel that you have not read at this point of time. You do not have any idea. Go with that report. When you have read a report, ठीक है जी, do not make highlighting on the first reading. Read, okay. On second day, ठीक है, or third day, read that document again. When you are reading that document again, then start highlighting the things. I think after second or third reading, you should highlight the important points. ठीक है. When you have highlighted the important points, that important points should be part of your pointer forms, should be a part of your scribble notes, should be a part of your mind map. It can be used in a part of your charts also. Now, how you can utilize? For example, I am talking about Operation Sindoor. So this is how I could make a pointer for that. First of all, my first point will be briefing done by Sophia Qureshi and Vyomika Singh. So I would write 2 points for Sophia Qureshi and Vyomika Singh. Then Defense System of India, S-400, Akashtir, Scalp Mission, or I think that was Hammer. I'm not sure about that thing. Please confirm that thing. It was Hammer. Okay, write down this part. S-400 रशिया, Akashtir किसने डेवलप किया, स्कैल्प किससे लिया, ये किससे लिया है. ठीक है जी. टॉकिंग अबाउट सोफिया कुरैशी. तो सोफिया कुरैशी, let's talk about her also. I think she was first female commander who has commanded India in terms of Asian countries, Asian military exercise में. तो ये इनके बारे में याद रख लेना. That's about operations. And to just make a pointer of that thing, so that when you start revising before the examination, you should revise only these points only. And now, when you have made these pointers, then solve the MCQs of your reading, then solve the important MCQs. And again, if you find something, just write it here. This is how the first point has to be done. And obviously, you can utilize the help of mind maps also, that somehow we have also provided in the schemes document. Now, second part here is, that's the first thing you can do. Second thing you can do is, you can make a mnemonic or yourself. Okay, you can make a story also. You can visualize the thing. For example, in terms of government schemes, what I have tried in my lectures also is that I always say to students, try to visualize yourself, and that is the most important thing. When you are preparing current affairs, just go into it, just dive into it. Dive into it means try to understand in a very practical manner. For example, I just give you an example of Operation Sindoor. Operation Sindoor हुआ, तो सबको डर लगा, तो ये क्या हुआ यार, इंडिया ने फाइट बैक किया. क्या किया इंडिया ने फाइट बैक? इंडिया ने डिफेंस सिस्टम यूज किए, तो वही तो बताना है कौन से के S-400 किया, ये क्या लिख लिए. ब्रीफिंग किसने दी? उसने दे दी. दिस इज द पॉइंट्स. जब आप इसको इवॉल्व होके पढ़ोगे, इट विल बी इजी फॉर यू. अदरवाइज इफ यू आर फीलिंग कि नहीं मुझे क्रैम करना है, इट विल बिकम डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू. देन ट्राई टू गेट योरसेल्फ इवॉल्व. ठीक है. And yes, you can use visualizations here, you can use stories here, if you can make, you can use mnemonics here also. Okay, so that is something you can use here. Then comes the third important part. When you have done all these things, you have tried to memorize this thing, then practice the MCQs. That is the most important thing. And for practice purpose, I would not say just practice the thing just from your from the perspective of कि यार मुझे सिर्फ MCQs practice करने हैं just from EduTech. No, you can go to any source. First read, then you can go to any source, practice the MCQs. You find out some information, just write down in your notes that I've just explained to you. वहां पे लिख लीजिए. That is how you have to do the things here. So that is your next cheat code, how to remember things. Now comes the revision part, how to revise yourself. Okay, because revision and retention will be going right simultaneously. And obviously, guys, as much time as you visit the current affairs, as much time as you go through the current affairs, then it will be easy for you to do retention. First day, do not go with this mindset that you are reading a document for the first time and you will be retaining the document. No. You will always forget, and obviously we have a human memory which is very small. इतना कुछ पढ़ते हो तो चीजें भूलेंगी उसके लिए सबसे पहले क्या करो, उसके लिए always read the document multiple number of times. That can be 1, 3, I would say read the document first. On third day, make a pointer forms, pointer notes banao, MCQs practice karo. Then you can have some points, revise it on 7th day, 15th day, and then revise it once in a month, 30 days के बाद. ठीक है? Again, guys, important point here is follow single source with regards to your content preparation. I'm not saying go to the different sources. If you are following a magazine, just read single compilation. Do not go to different compilations. Yes, you can you can enhance your compilation. You can customize your compilation by adding the points. But it should not be a case कि आप different compilations में भाग रहे हो तो exam नहीं होने वाला फिर. ठीक है जी? That should be the case. Then, most important thing, because as of now, I have not given you a single thing how to set a target score. हम आधा घंटा बात होगी, मैंने आपको एक बार नहीं बोला स्कोर टारगेट कैसे करना है. अब बताता हूं स्कोर टारगेट कैसे करना है. Because when you have done all these things, you have to analyze your mistakes. And if this thing is being done, this is the most important cheat code for you guys. Analyze your mistakes. Because when you analyze your mistakes, you will be able to know what is your strength, what is your weakness. Based on your strength and weakness, you will be able to identify, okay, this is the thing I will be attempting, this is the thing I will not be attempting. When you are attempting a thing, based on that, you will be able to identify, okay, this is my target score when I have read things. Before reading, you cannot set up a target score in current affairs because that will be your target score with regards to your sectional cutoff. तो यहां पे आपको सिर्फ सेक्शनल कट ऑफ थोड़ा लेके आने, वो तो 20 और 12 नंबर थोड़ा लेके आने हैं. When you have done all this thing, that will be your target score that you can decide. Because I cannot say कि यार आप 45 target score लो, आप 45, 50 भी रख सकते हो, depending on your preparation. And when you have analyzed yourself, when you have analyzed your mistakes, even in the final day, when you are sitting in the examination, you will be the best person to give the examination because you know yourself better than anyone else. And you know, this is my strength, this is a question I will attempt, this is a question I will not attempt. So that is why the analyzation of mistake is important. And when you have done this thing, when you have this thing clarity in your mind, when you have done everything here, this is where I would say for retention part, how to make your retention better, come se come, do at least 5 revisions before the examination. So that as much as you go, the things will be getting into your mind and you will be able to reciprocate that in the final day of the examination. But before now I conclude this session, I have an important thing for all of you. Because I have explained everything, but I have not told you what should be your daily plan. With regards to your daily plan. Daily, obviously, you should give at least 2 to 2.5 hours with regards to your current affairs preparation. But I would not say read schemes first or read reports first. Because that you guys are best to judge which section I am weak. मैं आपको बोलूँगा आप schemes पढ़ो. आप बोलो सर schemes तो मुझे आती हैं. मैं बोलो current affairs पढ़ लो सर current affairs मुझे आते हैं. क्या नहीं आता? तो मुझे notifications नहीं आती. मुझे notifications नहीं आती. That will first I will identify which are the documents I must read. तो must do list बनाओ सबसे पहले. Whenever you are doing the thing, you should know this is the current affair that I will be doing today. That is my must do topic. When I have covered these things, I will be coming into my next part. That will be your should do topics. Now I've done this thing. I still have a time. I can do that. I should do that thing also. Should के बाद the third priority. What to do topics. And the most important thing of your preparation is the last part, what to do topics. And same goes for your preparation also. When you will sit in the examination, you should know What are the questions I must do? What are the questions? Then when I've done all the questions which I know, then I should know what are the questions I should do now. These are those questions which are generally set as marked for review. कि मुझे पता तो नहीं है, but मुझे थोड़ा सा idea है. Go to the topics, and there will always be some questions in your examination, which, my dear friends, you know yourself that you should not do. You won't do that question because you do not have any idea of that thing. That's when comes your want to topic, and this is all the karta dharta of the current affairs. When you sit in the examination, if you're clear on all these things in this upcoming months, I think you will be really on a driving seat in the examination. यही चीज आपको करनी है. And do let me know in the comment section how you like this Moscow strategy. And if you are right, so please do write कि सर ठीक है, we will prepare our Moscow strategy also, because that is something that's very, very important. Now, before I conclude this session, guys, an important thing for all of you. So, now if you want to comprehensively start your preparation, guys, this is what you can do. We are also offering you different courses. So this is what you can do. You can just go to the website of Aerotab first of all, that is aerotab.in. Click on the courses, click on the RBI Grade B courses. And the courses which we have designed are being designed with these specific things. We are offering you video lectures. We offer you live classes in terms of current affairs. Generally, live classes comes after the notifications. We will be providing you those live classes also. We have provided you comprehensive magazines in terms of current affairs. There are comprehensive magazines along with MCQs. We have provided you questions, or can say test series for your practice purpose. We have provided you doubt solving sessions where you can resolve your doubt. And the most important thing is, we want to offer you a mentorship, that is one-on-one mentorship, where you can have a call with the concerned faculty. You can drop an email that, okay, I want to have a call with that person. That is where you can do this thing also. ठीक है जी, one-on-one mentorship. अब आते हैं जी, what are the different courses we are offering you and how you can start preparing them. If you are a beginner, you do not have any idea of RBI examination, you want to start everything, quant, reasoning, English, current affairs, finance, static, you can go with this specific course, because this is where each and every part of your examination preparation will be covered. Quant, reasoning, English, यहाँ पे सब कुछ cover होगा. Live classes, concept classes आपको मिल जाएंगी. If you are good in QRE, you are feeling कि sir, I am good in QRE, I can tackle that part, but I am more confused about my phase 2 preparation, how I can tackle that thing. You can go with our silver courses. And if you are a candidate who will feel कि sir मेरे को तो सिर्फ questions practice करनी है, you can go with our test series course, ठीक है, which is relevant for both phase 1 and phase 2 of the examination. Okay, so this is what we guys are offering you with regards to your RBI examination preparation. Even for your combo courses also, you can also go with the combo courses. Let's say you are preparing for different examinations, yes, you can even go with our combo courses also. With regards to the offers, guys, whenever you visit to the website, जो भी आपको present offer मिलेंगे, आपको यहाँ से आप उसको avail कर सकते हैं. Okay, so this is all about your session with regards to what should be your strategy at this point of time with regards to your general awareness preparation. I hope the strategy was really fruitful for you. If that was the case, please do let me know about that also in the comment section, that yes sir, it was fruitful. Still guys, if there is any doubt in your mind, we are always there for you. You can just drop us an email at hello@aerotab.co.in. You can have a call with us on the number 81462 07241, and the faculty will be available for call, that is from 9 to 6 p.m. on all the days. So on that note, I will be leaving you for the day, and now I wish you again all the best for the examination. Keep working hard, keep preparing hard. Bye-bye.